October 20th, 1944, Leyte Gulf, Philippines. The sky is filled with the thrum of aircraft, the flashes of naval guns, and the roar of engines struggling against the wind. From the shore, Marines advance under relentless fire, but the eyes of the Japanese high command are fixed elsewhere, on the seabees. They can't understand what they're seeing. Islands once deemed impossible to secure are now springboards for American dominance. Lieutenant Colonel James W. Powers surveys the newly captured beachhead. Coral, sand, and jungle wreckage stretch for miles. Yet amidst it, a line of graders, bulldozers, and trucks moves with machine-like precision. Men shout orders over the din of artillery, bombs, and waves. Every tool, every machine, every man is synchronized, turning chaos into order faster than any human could believe. The Japanese know the cost of delay. Their defenses were designed to slow the Marines, but the Seabees are faster than any shell, any sniper. By nightfall, the first airstrip is operational. Fighters take off to strafe enemy positions, bombers arrive to cut off reinforcements, and supply planes touch down delivering ammo, food, and medicine. The transformation is immediate. Islands that were once remote and dangerous jungles are now fortresses of American power. Japanese commanders struggle to react. Each lost day, each failed bombing run, each destroyed supply ship chips away at morale. The war begins to shift, not because of sheer numbers alone, but because of speed, ingenuity, and the audacity of men who build under fire. Powers walks along the completed runway, feeling the vibration of engines beneath his feet. He watches a Corsair land perfectly, then taxi to a makeshift hangar. This is what victory looks like: raw, chaotic, yet undeniably ordered. Each airstrip built is a weapon as lethal as the rifles in the Marines' hands, as decisive as the naval guns pounding the horizon. And the enemy cannot keep up. They've always relied on preparation, fortifications, and terrain. The Seabees render it irrelevant. Every captured island becomes a staging point, every operational airfield a dagger in the heart of Japanese strategy. From Guadalcanal to Leyte, from Iwo Jima to Saipan, the message is clear. No terrain is too harsh, no enemy too determined, no time too short. The American way is speed, adaptation, relentless execution, and somewhere, deep in the Japanese command posts, disbelief turns to fear. They realize the war isn't just being fought, it's being built, inch by inch, runway by runway, by men who thrive where others would fall. Because when the Seabees arrive, nothing stays the same. March 26, 1945. Okinawa. The island shudders with the rhythm of war. Kamikaze planes streak across the sky, crashing into ships with hellish precision. The beaches are a tangle of smoke, sand, and the screams of men. And yet, behind this inferno, a different kind of heroism unfolds. Chief Warrant Officer Harold J. Baker steps onto the shattered terrain. Around him, men in coveralls move as if choreographed by some invisible conductor. Bulldozers tear through coral and mud. Graders smooth the earth. Trucks haul steel mats, sandbags, and timber. Every motion precise, every task executed under the constant threat of artillery and snipers. It's a race against time and against death. One misstep could mean a cratered runway or a lost life. Yet the Seabees move forward. Explosions rip through the landscape, throwing earth and debris into the air. But still, they dig, they lay, they build. Their hands blister, their backs ache, their ears ring from the constant thunder of war. Still, they push. By the fifth day, a functional airstrip stretches along the beach. Fighters roar down the runway, their engines slicing the smoke-filled sky. Bombers land, unload supplies, and take off again. Marines salute, but the Seabees barely notice. For them, there is no glory, no fanfare, only the next task, the next island, the next impossible challenge. Japanese commanders, watching from fortified positions, are stunned. Every airfield that rises under Seabee hands is a dagger through their strategy. They cannot destroy what rebuilds faster than they can fire. They cannot anticipate the ingenuity, the speed, or the sheer determination of men who treat destruction as temporary. And this is the secret of the Seabees legend. Not brute force, not numbers, not heroics in combat. It is the ability to create order where none exists, to turn mud and jungle into steel and speed, to give the Marines a weapon far deadlier than rifles. Mobility, air supremacy, and the certainty that no island can hold them back. The final lesson is clear. Every island captured, every runway built, every plane that takes off under CB supervision accelerates the collapse of Japanese resistance. Their world shrinks, their supply lines crumble, their morale fractures. And all of it begins with a handful of men, tools in hand, working under fire, unyielding, unstoppable. As the sun sets over Okinawa, the airfield hums with life. Engines scream. Pilots salute. Marines nod. And somewhere in the jungle, Japanese soldiers realize that the war is no longer just fought. It is built, inch by inch, runway, by men who defy the impossible. April 1st, 1945. Aishima, just off Okinawa. The first light of dawn paints the volcanic soil blood red. Marines advance through narrow coral paths, rifles ready, but their movements are shadowed by a new kind of precision. The Seabees at work. Bulldozers carve paths through the jungle. Graders level craters while men lay steel matting with machine-like timing. Every second counts, every motion a battle in itself. Japanese commanders stare from the cliffs. They had prepared traps, bunkers, and artillery fields, expecting to slow or stop the invaders. Instead, they watch Americans turn the impossible into operational reality. How do they do it? Whispers one officer into a field telephone, disbelief cracking his voice. The answer is in the rhythm. The Seabees fight with construction as their weapon. Explosions are met with calm precision. Craters are filled as quickly as they appear. Mud and rock are rearranged, leveled, compacted. It's almost hypnotic, an unstoppable wave of engineering under fire. For the Marines, the effect is immediate. Supplies flow faster. Air support dominates enemy positions. Morale surges. The jungle that once concealed death now seems tamed, almost irrelevant. Every island captured is a psychological weapon, demonstrating that no terrain can hold back American ingenuity and determination. The Japanese start to understand that speed itself is a strategic weapon. Each airfield built in days instead of weeks strips away hope, makes every defense obsolete, and sends a chilling message. The Americans will adapt faster than you can counter. And somewhere in the chaos, the Seabees keep moving. They are not celebrated in the moment. They do not march in parades. They simply build. And as they do, they rewrite the rules of warfare, teaching that victory is not just about bullets or bombs, but about how fast you can make the impossible real. Every completed runway, every plane that taxis under CB supervision, becomes a statement. Islands are no longer just objectives, they are platforms of dominance. And the Japanese, despite their courage, begin to see that the battle is already lost before it is fully fought. Because in this war, speed is more than survival, it is absolute power. August 15th, 1945, Tokyo Bay. The war is ending. The sky is heavy with smoke from the final battles, and the oceans are crowded with ships bearing men who survived the impossible. Marines disembark, medals glinting, cameras flashing, but among them walk men who rarely receive the spotlight, the Seabees. They carry no rifles into history, only tools, sweat, and the memory of turning jungles and volcanic islands into fortresses of American air power. Lieutenant Commander Robert Plidger, now weathered and quiet, reflects on the campaign. Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Saipan, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, each island a testament to speed, ingenuity, and unyielding courage. They had worked under fire, under impossible conditions, and made the enemy's calculations irrelevant. Each airfield was more than steel and coral. It was survival, dominance, and a psychological weapon that shattered morale before bullets could even land. Across the Pacific, Japanese commanders had long feared American tenacity, but few realized the secret. The Seabees didn't just build. They created a rhythm of war that no fortification could resist. Their speed forced every calculation to fail, every counterattack to come too late, every defensive line to crumble. And the men who had dug, graded, and laid steel under relentless fire, they returned home, often unnoticed, their names absent from headlines, their acts remembered only in the stories of pilots, Marines, and historians. Yet their legacy endures. Every airfield that took hours instead of weeks, every jungle turned into a runway, became a symbol of American ingenuity and resolve. The islands they transformed now lie quiet, scarred yet resilient, monuments to the men who dared to build under the shadow of death. And the lesson remains timeless. In warfare, sometimes the deadliest weapon is not a rifle or a cannon, but a bulldozer in capable hands, a team that refuses to stop, and a mission executed with unrelenting speed. The Pacific Campaign would be remembered for battles, heroes, and strategy. But the Seabees ensured it would also be remembered for something else: the power of human ingenuity, courage, and the ability to turn the impossible into reality under fire. Their story is not just history, it is proof that speed, determination, and skill can reshape the battlefield itself. What if winning a war wasn't decided by bullets, but by speed and ingenuity? Did we ever truly recognize who the real heroes were? If you believe history isn't only about generals and soldiers, but also about those who quietly turned the impossible into reality, share this story, because some heroes don't make noise, they just change the world.